Hi there, I'm USBC Director of Coaching Stephen Padilla. I want to talk to you a little bit today about something that you hear all the time in the field of coaching, especially in our sport. People talk about timing. So timing is really simple when you think about it. It's really just a measurement of exactly what's moving and over what distance. So timing is simply a measurement as a whole. What we want to consider in our sport though is that timing in relationship to what we hear most often is the relationship of what the upper body is doing versus the lower body. So the upper body being the posture and or the swing shape of the ball path, and the lower body being the footwork, the tempo of how fast it's moving or the direction of where it's going to go in order to get us to the foul line before we deliver. So as a whole though, when we consider just the timing in general, we want to consider both of those trying to be in synchronization with each other. We don't want those to try and separate and one be faster or slower than the other. They need to work in sync so our body stays as one complete unit from the beginning of the approach up to the foul line. I want to have you consider this in relationship to timing. Everybody has their own personal timing, right? So however you get it done is really how you get it done. Some players become more versatile because they have perhaps better timing for versatility. Some players may be perhaps not as versatile because they're limited as to how fast or slow or what hand positions they can possibly get into, what speeds they can adjust, because they don't have a timing that gives them some range of options. They can't change a hand position. They can't change how fast or slow they're going. So sometimes timing can limit you if it's not consistent and or not versatile enough. But most of the time when players have ideal timing or something that is consistent and versatile, they are able to change their speed, change their hand position, do different things, which is really what today's game calls for in a lot of different environments. So I want to consider this. In relationship to timing, and we'll just talk about ball speed for a second. How fast or slow are you as an athlete, or perhaps as you're watching somebody as a coach, how fast or slow can somebody throw the ball? And it all is really relative to their timing, whether or not it works together and whether or not they can move that entire process faster or slower. Most of the time when we consider ball speed, we talk about the ball height. We raise it up to try and go higher, we perhaps lower to try and go lower. But I want you to consider this. If you're trying to move that object through the entire approach and you want to do it faster, if you raise the ball in the height of the swing, then it's going to take longer for that shape to go through its motion. And when it takes longer for the shape to go all the way through, it literally takes more time to do that, and sometimes it's harder for that to be fast because you have more distance you're covering. When you talk about trying to change the ball speed, consider the height of the ball speed being lower when you're trying to go faster. If you're trying to go faster through the approach from start to finish, most of the time what you wind up with is, because things are moving quicker, you need a smaller, more compact swing shape. And what you wind up with is needing to lower the ball in the stance. Most of the time players are taught the other way, but today's game, when you consider trying to teach somebody, about 3 out of 4 players, if you just ask them to lower the ball in the stance, they'll change their timing to a faster approach because the ball's going to go through its motion a lot quicker because of the actual shape of that swing path being a lot smaller. So there's still that 1 in 4 that'll still raise the ball up, and perhaps they'll have a higher back swing. Maybe they'll muscle the swing coming down faster, but unless you're changing the footwork and the arm swing, trying to get both of those in synchronization with each other, and you're lowering that swing to try and go faster or raising it to go slower, you're probably not going to have much variation unless you're using some muscle throughout that approach to try and pull down from the swing when you're raising it. So to try and keep balance and to try and keep feel for what's going on with timing, have your players practice lowering, or yourself, jump out there and practice lowering the ball to try and maintain faster tempo, and then raise the ball to see what you can do to slow it down. This is also in conjunction with how you move your footwork on the approach, perhaps whether you move up or back on the approach as well. But your timing is really going to benefit from having just one piece of your approach match the lower body, which is going to go faster for faster ball speed and slower for slower ball speed. You want to adjust your start, your swing tempo, your footwork, any of those pieces in conjunction with each other. So if you're going to lower the bowling ball, perhaps, let's just say you're going to lower the ball in the swing, you're going to try and go faster and increase your ball speed. You want to increase your foot tempo as well. One easy way to do that without staying in the same spot from shot to shot is, because you're going to need more distance to cover on a faster tempo, you need to back up on the approach. So the combination of timing to increase ball speed would be to lower the ball in the stance, give yourself more room on the approach and back up. Maybe it's a step, perhaps a step and a half. Give yourself more space to actually compensate for how fast you're going to swing. And now the lower body and the upper body are both doing the same thing for faster tempo. So the opposite's going to be true, right? If you raise the ball in the stance and move up on the approach, now we're going to slow things down. We're going to get softer tempo. Perhaps we're using more of the lane or shaping more of the lane in our ball motion. But for the most part, when we talk about those adjustments, don't just change one thing, change both parts of timing to help compensate for what you're trying to do to become versatile. This is a great tip in timing to try and give yourself a chance to really adapt to learning versatility, but also keep you successful in keeping the tempo and consistency of fast and or slow ball speed. As a whole, give it a try. It's worth a chance to see if both pieces match up relative to the overall result you're looking for, which is either fast or slow speed. Versatility is going to be key when it comes to timing, and you need to have timing in place in order to be the best you can.